Hey, Firebird 400 left for dead in the backyard. Well, too good to be true. One of those cool Cinderella stories. Quite possibly this time around. See a little picture here. This car is quite in bad shape. The roof panel is the worst one I've ever seen, probably my entire life, and almost maybe the worst roof panel in any car ever, but definitely the worst one I've ever seen on a Firebird. The reason I got involved in this whole car, how it ended up to be, well, this car was left in Oklahoma. Belonged to a good friend of mine. It was his brother's. He's inherited it now and working on restoring it. He's got some videos on YouTube. You want to check it out. Brian Minson, Porsche and Pontiac. You can see this car from beginning hauling it home to where he's at with it now. And I made a trip to Arizona to go help him out with it. When upon arrival, of course, I'd seen some videos and some pictures, but, you know, in person, you see a lot more details. And one of the things that caught my eye was, well, he was told, keep this in mind here, that it was a 6-cylinder car from the factory. I never questioned it. Didn't even doubt it the least bit until I showed up there. And while looking at the car, the VIN number caught my eye. And if you know about these old Firebirds, is the sequence number. If it starts with a 1, it's a VA car. Starts with a 6, it's a 6-cylinder car. Well, this one starts with a 1. So we now know that it definitely never was configured with a 6-cylinder. So it's a VA car. But while looking at the car, assessing it, well, little details are popping out at me saying it's actually not just a V8, but a 400 car. Now, to you, maybe that's not that special, but to me, it's pretty exciting to find one, and I'm pretty confident we got this right. But the only way to prove it is get the old PHS documents, but don't have time to get those. He's got them on order, so we're going to get the answer for sure at some point, but I want to share with you what we had found so far, and then you guys can help me come to the conclusion. What do you think, 400 or 326? And what we see here right now is a 1970-something Pontiac 350. So it is Pontiac powered again, so points for that. Now, when he originally received the car, it had a small block Chevy in it, so I can't tell you the history of the engine then either because, well, we know that definitely didn't come in the car originally. But the thing that's telling me that it was a V8 car, actually back over here, is the VIN number. They're stamped on here by the heater box, here on the cowl panel, but the biggest clue is third digit over is a number 1. 1 designates V8. If it was a 6, then it'd be a 6-cylinder car. So I can already tell you, I don't think it was definitely configured as a 6-cylinder. So this is looking more and more correct, a Pontiac V8 under the hood. Now, while tinkering with the roof panel, you know, he's got some parts here and there, kind of like my garage at home. And then I noticed these in the pile of parts. That's your baffles for heavy duty cooling or cars with AC. Well, that's what makes me kind of think maybe not only was it a 326 car, there's a chance maybe it was something a little more special. But we can also see this car was configured originally with air conditioning because of the square cutout, rectangular cutout in the firewall. So that part tells me, no, it's a V8. This tells me maybe 400, but I have air conditioning. So I guess now the mystery is, was this a 326 car or a 400 car? And I poke around inside, I got something else really kind of cool. One of the first things here is the fact that we have the small brake pedal. No clutch pedal over it anymore, but all the stuff's still up there. And the hole in the firewall is already knocked out and the cover's missing. That doesn't prove anything, but the other thing it kind of tells me, this is the original floor pan of this car. 100% original sheet metal, but check that opening out. That, to me, looks like a manual transmission opening for a shifter boot. Slightly off-centered, rectangular hole. So this automatic shifter doesn't belong either, but that's kind of cool. So now we've got a possible V8 car, and now a manual transmission car. Now, if this thing ends up being a 400 4-speed car, that's even more cooler. So the reason I even question the 400 thing is, this is an original Pontiac trunk deck. What I can show you here on the inside, this is where your Pontiac badge goes on the back. Look inside here. These are all your cutouts for the emblem. But, what do those two holes mean? Well, a few of you guys probably already know the answer to that. But these two holes are where your 400 badge goes on your trunk deck if your car's a 400 car. Now let me show you something else. I love all the parts because this is what I do too. But here's the hood. Now we all know this is a 400 hood. And if someone can help me, which this is one thing I don't really have the answer for sure, is there's a number stamped in the side of this hood. Right about there. It looks like a 3A17-B. Obviously some kind of a date code or production code date or something like that. But that tells me, I think this is definitely an original GM sheet metal hood. And the 7, does that mean 67? So you mean to tell me someone's found a 1967 trunk deck with 400 badge, 1967 400 hood, and then put it on this car, and his brother's owned it since the 70s? Man, I'm telling you, all the clues are telling me it's maybe a 400 car. Now, the things that I'm going to go ahead and show you here that's going to make you say, John, probably not, is check out the front bumper that came off the car. We don't have our holes here for the arrowhead. But you know how these cars are back in the day. We crashed them, we tore them up, we ran them off things, especially if it was a 400 car. There's a good chance it was in a collision. We don't have the grills. The grills could have been another clue because it has that rib in the center of the grill and it kind of does a little 90 swoop this way. That's a 400 grill, but I don't have grills. I don't think this is the original bumper, and let me tell you why. Both front fenders have been replaced on this car. Nice fenders, but been replaced. We have our special order color here. I think they call that copper blaze. It's a autumn bronze in my world kind of thing, but this is the special order color in 67. Nowhere on this fender is that color. There's just red and black. There's none of it anywhere. And he said he even found some stickers in here saying replacement fender, but this is probably back in the day. So that tells me that maybe the car was in some kind of front end collision. These got replaced. And of course, insurance companies probably back then are just the same as they are today. This bumper is probably cheaper and easier to get a hold of. Slap it on there, get it out the door. No worries. And then the last clue I want to share with you, this one might just be the nail in the coffin saying this may not be a 400 car. As you get down here, of course, monoleaf springs, this is what they did. Now you'll see on the passenger side, a nice traction bar, driver's side, nothing. It doesn't have, of course, there's the mount on the axle for it. But when you look inside the floorboard here, there was never the reinforcement. Pull the seat up. Right there should be like a reinforcement panel, kind of like that side there. You can see that little rectangular panel. Well, there should be one on this side. It doesn't have it. So this doesn't have the dual traction bars. Now, that might be the nail in the coffin saying that isn't a 400, but I actually don't have the answer. Repaint. This is actually kind of a special order color, by the way, but I'll let Brian tell you all about that. But this car we're learning about after I've been here, there's a lot of neat little things going on, but we're hoping for a bit of a surprise. But again, that's going to be Brian's video, so that's going to be up to him. So you want to see some of the cool things that we found? A little sneak peek says special color, and there's a special color. There's some other things, this little note says maybe this car's got some really cool options. One more quick thing here. I got a little photo I want to share with you. Check this out. This was provided by the niece of the owner of the car. Now her dad, this is a photo probably from the late 70s, so check out the side pipes, kind of a clue that that's kind of period correct. And of course the picture's a little blurry. Now this is before he decided to repaint it red. Now there's some rumors that maybe it was in a bit of a collision, but if you look carefully at this photo, it has the 400 grills, and you can almost make out the arrowhead there in the front bumper, and it has the cool rear mounted antenna too, which the hole's still in the quarter panel. But this little photo tells me a whole lot more of the pieces of the puzzle, so I wanted to share that with you to kind of help maybe make up your mind what you think here too. So that kind of sums up all the clues that I have. Now I kind of think I got enough clues going both directions, but I can tell you for sure it definitely wasn't configured as a 6-cylinder car just by the VIN number. But what's your thoughts? 400 or 326? I've given you the clues, but I need a little help filling in those blanks. I just don't know 100%. And then here's the other cool part about it. Being this is Brian's car, PHS. He's gone ahead and ordered that. Now, I'm not going to get the, the answer from PHS before I go back to Indy. So I'm going to get the answer. Either stay tuned to my channel or check out his channel, because I'm sure he's going to show you just the same. His channel is Porsche and Pontiac. Check it out. He's even got a little bit of something before he put the roof on this car, because this is quite possibly the holiest, worst roof I've ever seen on any car. But I guarantee you it's the worst roof I've ever seen on a Firebird for sure. So anyway, that's what I want to share with you. I thought it was pretty cool. I can tell you it's not a 6-cylinder car, but Brian's like, what? It's a V8? Oh, it could be a 400. So here's all the clues. I got clues going both directions. So it was a lot of fun playing cars with him. But anyway, I'm going to get the heck out of here. You guys want to check out some videos on his channel about this car, or us putting that roof panel on. It's kind of a cool situation. But anyway, hit me up in the comments now. Let me know what you think. Is it a 400 or a 326 car? Or maybe you could even decipher the code on the hood there. Tell me what that means. I'm assuming maybe a date code, but I actually don't know. So if you could help me out that, just saying, let me know in the comments. So anyway, go back to playing some cars, and we'll catch you guys next time.